It's Enrico Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
What is up, everybody? Welcome in Pallazzo Podcast. 2 L's, 2 Z's. Your boy Mike Virginia here, joined as always by my good buddy Britton Allan. 2 T's, 2 L's. Britton, it's TGFBI season, my friend. We talked about it before the show. How are we feeling about your draft so far, my guy?
Not great, but it's draft season. SZN, Mike V. I mean, all these drafts are taking place. These TGFBI drafts, industry drafts, NFBC drafts, Mike V's Milfy draft, like all kinds of great things are going on. So I love talking drafts. Drafting is my favorite. Obviously, I love baseball and the baseball season, but nothing is more exciting than a draft because, as Alexander Pope wrote, hope springs eternal. And what is more hopeful than your fantasy baseball draft? Other than drafting Hunter Greene, if you drafted early and drafted Hunter Greene, some bad news came out today. But before we get into all that, let's talk about our TGFBI teams because we're right smack dab in the middle of that. And so show me your board. Let's see what's going on. I want to see where your mind's at.
Well, for everybody who's watching us right now and maybe new to fantasy baseball or don't know what TGFBI is, TGFBI stands for the Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational, started by Justin Mason. So sends it out every year to a lot of the industry folks, and then some other people can get invited in as well. I think you have other ways you can get in there, Britton. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is if you win a couple leagues or something like that. If you win something, you get in there.
I guess there's satellite leagues, and if you win a satellite league, then you win a spot in TGFBI. But look, I've been in a TGFBI league with somebody that covered the WNBA. Like I don't know what the rules and restrictions are, but if you do anything remotely sports related, all good. And Justin Mason, who runs and created and owns it, his goal is to be all inclusive. Everybody, come on in, because I think that's a great way to do it. So, but yeah, it's a lot of teams, Mike V. It's a lot of people, and they're industry people. Like we talked, my league has Frank Stamfel in it, who is one of the hosts of CBS Sports Fantasy Baseball Today with Chris Towers and Scott White. And then, you have somebody from the WNBA. Like, I don't know. But it's all kinds of good people. It's all kinds of fun. So let's take a look at yours.
Well, really quick, also I want to add, it's a 15, for those of you guys who don't know, it's a fab league. It's 15 teams, 5x5 roto. So you can see in my draft right now, I have Scott Pianowski from Yahoo Sports, Howard Bender. Who's he with? Roto? Is he with RotoWire?
Used to be Roto Alarm. I'm not sure
Alarm,
anymore. Yeah, I think he's I don't know.
Okay. All right, so here we go. So you can see your boy Mike Virginia here, drafted 13th overall, which I wasn't really happy about.
Baby. Yeah.
I didn't like that draft slot, but it is what it is. So the first round, I took Fernando Tatis.
Can you zoom in on that baby a little bit? I'm sorry, Mike V. It's tough to see for a 48-year-old lifetime glass wearers as myself.
Is that better?
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. So I took Fernando Tatis. I took him over Gunnar Henderson, Junior Caminero, Corbin Carroll, and Vladimir Guerrero. At the turn, coming back to me, Britton, I've drafted 4 teams, and out of 3 of them, or maybe all 4 of them, I think I have Jackson Chourio in almost every.
You know why? Because you love delicious Cheerios, cinnamon fried dough twirled up out of the fryer.
I loved it. But
Dip
here's
it
the
in
thing.
Some frosting. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm interested to hear your take on this really quick, because I value your opinion. Was this the right call here with Jackson Chourio, or because here's the thing, I think I was between him and Kyle Schwarber, Cal Raleigh, Nick Kurtz. So really any of these 3 guys right here, I was thinking about taking over Chourio. Was Chourio the right move?
Yes, I love it because you're already taking a outfielder in the first round Fernando Tatis Jr., who's going to put up 5 categories, and then you back it up with another 5 category outfielder, Jackson Churio, who is a superstar in the making, who has just scratched the surface. He's literally like 23 years old. All right. So he's got room to grow. So I think basically you have, you know, a second or a guy that can make first round production in the second round. I like backing it up to outfielders like that because you're supporting it's kind of like if you're playing craps and you back up your initial, you know, come bet. Like, man, back it up. Let's go. We're playing to win, man.
That's right.
We're playing to win money. We're not playing to you know, have fun. No, that's not true. We're playing to have fun. But I think that was the right thing to do. It's a 5 outfielder league too, folks. So, and in a 15 team league like this, outfield can go pretty quick, especially when the jerks and profars of the world.
Which we'll get into a little bit later.
Yeah, that's one less 24-15 guy out of the picture. So I love it. Now, don't get me wrong. Schwarber's great, but he clogs up your UT slot. You know, Jazz Chisholm's great, but his batting average sucks. And I wouldn't take a catcher in the second round, no matter how, even though.
Thank you.
So, I love those first 2 picks. Great job.
Thank you. And I was in the same boat as you, right? Like, I didn't want to take Schwarber that early for a util. I liked Nick Kurtz, but I think he's due for regression, and I didn't want to take catcher in the second round. That being said, it came down between Churio and Schwarber for me, and I was looking at Schwarber's stats. You know, last year I think he hit like 240, but the years before that he hit sub 200, which just sucks your batting average. So, excuse me. For me, I took a guy like Churio who batted 270 last year, 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases. Hey, the upside. He's a 5x5 guy, and I took back-to-back 5x5s. I said, hey, I'll take that every day and twice on Sundays. So,
I gotta be honest.
Yeah,
I like I can only see your first 5 picks, but I think this is great.
Thank you.
So you went and got Chris Sale and Cole Reagans, who could be like Cy Young guys. I mean, they put up elite numbers. And remember, this is a 15-team league. This is sitting at 10 or 12, or like it makes you're like, oh, well, that's only 3 more drafters. I'm like, it makes all the difference in the world. It's night and day how thin it gets quick. So Cole Reagans, I love. And then you got Chapman, Aroldis Chapman, who's the closer. I love getting a top closer too, because then it's a fab league, so you get a top closer, and then you don't have to worry about it unless you want to. You know.
So and I took Sale here because I obviously did not take Pete Crow Armstrong. Yes, I passed on him.
No, you already have 2 outfielders.
Yeah, and I didn't want him. I thought about Bryce Harper here, but I wanted to take SP because you could see on this 5 straight pitchers went off the board, even though 3 of those were closers. But Logan Gilbert, Logan Webb went off the board. Hunter Brown went off the board. So I said to myself, I need to get our strikeouts. I got Chris Sale. Glad I didn't take Hunter Greene because I thought about that there. Britton, I thought about you during this pick when I took Chris Sale, dude, because I wanted Brent Rooker here, and I was hoping that he would fall to me back in the 4th.
Yes.
And obviously he did not. So kind of sucked. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy with Cole Reagans too. I said to myself, I'm going to win-win because if Rooker gets taken here, I'm taking Reagans. So I have back-to-back aces here. I think both of these guys could easily get double-digit wins, 200-plus strikeouts. I wasn't even thinking about Fried or DeGrom here. I definitely wanted Reagans. I did toy with taking Roman Anthony, but like you said, I already had 2 outfielders. I wanted to diversify, as they say. And then I took Chapman because closers were going off the board. And then I took Tyler Soderstrom. I'm interested to hear your thoughts here because I took him going back to the left here. So I took him over Luzardo, Pasquantino, any of these pitchers, or Rosarena, Suzuki. How do you feel about Tyler Soderstrom this year, noting that, again, kind of like Churio, he had a decent batting average. I think he hit like 280, 270 with 25 home runs, 80 RBIs, that great lineup there, short ballpark. Ball's going to be flying out of there.
Lefty power.
Yep.
He's got 25 home runs, like minimum, like floor, and 35 ceiling. So I love Tyler Soderstrom. They locked him in. He's having a great spring. He's a great hitter. He's going to bat at the top of that lineup. Mm-hmm. And he's also first base eligible too, I believe. You may want to double check that.
He is.
I think he's also.
That's where I'm going to slot him at, his first base.
Absolutely love it. You can put him in corner if you need it. So basically you can put him in 3 different slots. One player is well UT too, but
Yeah.
you're not going to put him there. But basically 3 different slots for a player that's got 25 home runs, at least a 270 average, RBI runs, and he'll steal some bases. Maybe not double digit, but Tyler Soderstrom's not going to zero you out. So yeah, he's going to play every day too. They just signed him, and you know he was a Gold Glove outfielder last year.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he started out as a catcher, got moved to first, got moved to outfield, and won a Gold Glove. Like, has that ever happened before? I don't think so. Like, remember when they moved Schwarber from catcher and tried to move him in the outfield, and it was so miserable. They just like gave up and said, "Okay, we're just put you at DH." But Tyler Soderstrom's making plays out there, man. I love it.
Yeah. My last question to you before we go over to your board over here, Britton, is noting my team right now, and you can see kind of the rest of the board here. A lot of big run on closers just went, 3 straight closers, 2 shortstops just went. Where would you spend my next pick at here? Would you target a third baseman? Would you target? I wanted Michael Garcia, by the way. He got sniped from me, but where would you go here with your next pick? Would you go second base, catcher? Another closer?
I'd have to see the board. I don't know if you want to show it. Not the board. Just show me the draft room to kind of give a little peek seat to see who's coming up. If you don't want to, I totally understand. But
this is who we got right
here. Has Drake Baldwin been picked?
No. Yes, he has.
All right.
Yeah, he has. Yep.
All right. Because he's like one of my. Obviously, he's probably like catcher number 6, draft 7, something like that. If he's off the board, I wouldn't worry about reaching for, whoever might be available after that.
I like Gus Ramirez here if he falls to me.
I'm not a big Gus Ramirez guy. Let's see. So, what about Seager? Shortstop? Is Perdomo on the board?
He just got taken, literally right here.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought about Seager here. I talk about Will Smith. I thought about maybe addressing some power and getting Gino at third base.
Yeah, I like all those ideas. Your batting average could take a Gino hit, I think, and be okay. You might have to target somebody later with a good batting average, but yeah, Gino's going to hit 30 bombs, and you've got stolen bases coming in, so you don't have to find somebody with speed if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what it falls to me. I still got like 6 more picks until I get mine, but at the end of the day, dude, I think I like my draft so far. I think the big thing with fantasy baseball, more so importantly than anything, while you're pulling your board up, is I think a lot of people do this, and I don't know if you do it or not. One day you look at your team and you go, "Man, I love it," and the next day you look at it and you go, "Shit, my team sucks." And you go back and forth with it 1,000 times. That's why we play the game, guys. It's fun. Drafting is the best part about fantasy baseball, in my opinion, and trying to build a team. So, and put the puzzle pieces together. So, hey, look at this. Looks like Govier joined us and said, "Hey, he went Tatis Chorio in his Raz Slam." So, congrats, Gov. We are going to be taking down some championships, buddy, with our first 2 picks. So,
agreed. All right, hang on. Let me just roll up this draft board.
While you're doing that real quick, Joe says, which is a better start? Is it A, Vladdy and Jazz, Vladdy and Chorio, or Chorio and Jazz? I'm gonna go Vladdy and Chorio. That would be my pick. B.
I'm sorry, I was messing with my board here. Vladdy and Jazz. Vladdy and Chorio and Jazz. I like that. I'm going to go Chorio and Jazz because Chorio and Jazz are 30-30 guys. I like Vladimir Jr. a lot, but there's so many other first basemen I can get. Like, is there that big a difference between, Vladdy and Yandy Diaz? I mean, is there? I mean, there is a difference.
Yeah,
but I
hear what you're saying. Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difference. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But whatever second baseman you're getting in Yandy Diaz's range, isn't anywhere close to Jazz's production. So that I would take Churio and Jazz because Jazz can be the top second baseman. Churio can be the top one of the top 5 outfielders. Like Vladdy's good, but I mean, I'd rather have Michael Bush, frankly. Much later. Been banging that bush. Go to the mountains.
I was gonna say, let me get that for you. Hang on, real quick. I don't work it like Govier does.
You don't have the soundboard?
I do. I just have it off of StreamYard though. I don't know if we have it on here.
Oh, I haven't even attempted to do that.
Oh yeah. All right, let's get into.
I tried to attempt something like that, and I think I ended the live stream.
Yeah, you did. I remember that.
I still have PTSD from that. What an idiot. But anyway, so all right, here's my. Do you see my board?
I do. Right? Zoom it up a little bit though.
All right, we are.
There we go.
Okay, we are in round 6.
So who's in your league? First off, anybody should know that people might recognize that, or who's in your league?
Yeah, the names I recognize is Team 10 is a guy that I know from Bubba and the Bloom, and I think he works with Pitcher List. Kalen Elslinger. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce that, sir. Really nice guy. He's in the Bubba and the Bloom Discord a lot. Frank Stamfel is Team 11. He is, the host of CBS, co-host of CBS Fantasy Sports. And then Scott Genstad is 13. Scott Genstad has that Rotor Wire podcast every Sunday with Jeff Erickson. Scott Genstad is a really, really good NFBC player. If Vegas were doing odds, he would probably be the hands down favorite. And if you look at what he did, I love it. And I'm not just saying that because of what I just said, but Team 13, Genstad, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jazz Chisholm Jr., Jordan Alvarez, which I know Mike V it doesn't like, and then a closer, and then Freddie Peralta, which could easily be a 200 inning, 200K guy with 20 wins, literally.
And he got your boy Drake Baldwin, which I see.
And he got my boy Drake Baldwin.
You passed on him.
He was going to be good. Now, I'm not that upset because I did already draft Langoliers.
I love that.
So I
like
do
Langoliers better.
I do like to draft them both because then I feel like I've won. No matter what happens, I've won the double catcher position. No matter what else happens in the draft with Drake Baldwin and Langoliers. But that's not going to happen. So yeah, I love those picks. All right, so the next up pick is Frank Stamfel, Team 11. He took Kyle Tucker, Churio, which is pretty much in the same vein of what you did.
Yeah.
Except Hunter Greene. Yeah, that sucks, man.
Sorry, Frank.
Max Fried, who's great, and
he's a Yankees guy. He took Fried. That's a homer pick.
Man, Fried had a great season last year. You take a look at the numbers. Take it.
I'm just busting his balls.
Oh yeah. Like Jacob deGrom, Max Fried, Freddie Peralta. You just can't go wrong with one of those three. Just whoever drops to you, take that as your SP2, and you're in good condition. All right, but anyway, so my team is Team 9. And so I've been saying this all draft season. I want one of the top 3 guys, starting pitchers, Skubal, Crochet, or Skeens. And I put Crochet ahead of Skeens because of the situation of Boston where he gets more wins, I think. And Skeens may get more wins this year, so that'll help some. But I just I like Crochet and getting wins and on a better team, I think, with the Boston Red Sox. So, and the reason why I like doing one of those top SPs, when you're in like number 9, like Julio Rodriguez, Kyle Tucker, Fernando Tatis Jr., I like all those. I like all those outfielders. I'm not going to pick Gunnar Henderson in the first round or anything like that. Actually, Team 8 picked Ellie De La Cruz. I would have taken him at 9 if Ellie had fallen. I would have taken Ellie De La Cruz right there. I think he's going to have a banger year this year. But anyway, so I took Crochet because it's a 15-team league, and starting pitching thins out pretty quick. So I wanted to make sure that I get one of those top guys. And then I went Schwarber in the second round, and you and I just talked about Schwarber. He's got some batting average downside, but also I mean, he's going to he's projected to be top 5 in home runs, and in a league like this, you have to be top 5 in home runs, and that's why I got Brent Rooker after that. I went Shea Langoliers because I'm a sucker for catchers in 2 catcher leagues. Like I have to have a good catcher, or I get freaked out. Like I don't want my 2 starting catchers to be Alejandro Kirk and Gabriel Moreno. Like that's not going to, you're not going to win like that. I don't see that happening in 2 catcher leagues.
Let me scratch it off my list really quick because I was going to draft those guys. Hang on.
No, you still got Kyle Teal up there. But like or Salvador Perez, obviously. But anyway, and then I got Perdomo, and I thought about
love that.
I thought about grabbing a closer there. Or Freddie Peralta. I seriously considered drafting Freddie Peralta there, but I didn't. I grabbed Perdomo to help with batting average. He's a 300 hitter every day.
5x5 guy.
Yeah, every day 300 hitter to help Schwarber's batting average. Rooker's fine. Langoliers is fine. So going around team, so team 11's got a pick, team 10's got a pick, and I can show you my queue right here.
Load up that queue, big dog.
He is right up that queue, big dog.
The thing that I'd like,
I can't wait to see what happens with that team. No offense, Mike V. I hope that guy wins.
Oh hell yeah,
that dude's hilarious. Because you were talking. Hey, in fairness, you were talking smack to that dude.
Wait, who were we talking about? Oh, that guy.
Yeah, the dude. You're like, hurry up, pick. I got to go to bed. And the guy was like, go to bed. Just fill up your queue, big dog.
And one of my invitationals, I think Biz's team name is Biz is in one of my leagues. I think he named his team name something big dog.
Q big dog.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
So what are you thinking here for your next pick coming up? You thinking about addressing closer, maybe some speed? What are you thinking?
I want to go ahead and get a closer. And am I looking at the right thing? What is this? Hang on.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at a closer. I'm thinking Ryan Helsley if he drops. What do you think about that? You're a Orioles man.
I like it. I said this the other day. I can't remember who I was talking to, but people, if you remember, people forgot how bad he was with the Mets when he got traded from the Cardinals. I think there's something to be said for guys who get moved out of the closer role into an 8th inning role. Edwin Diaz was never given that job up, and I think there's something to be said for that. I think, honestly, at the end of the day, Ryan Helsley has a chance to get 30 saves with a decent ERA. Do I think there's still some juice left in that tank? Absolutely. And people are going to be pushing him down draft boards because how poorly he did when he got traded to the Mets. But again, there's a mentality that goes along with closing. And when somebody takes you out of that, your mentality is just not the same. So go ask Aroldis Chapman or some of these other guys that got taken out of their roles and were in, the 7th, 8th innings instead of the 9th. So I like Helsley. I think that's a good move. The other person you could go with is Carlos Estevez, and then obviously everyone's going to be looking at Hader, but he's playing catch. He hasn't even started throwing off a mound. He's definitely not going to be ready for opening day. So you definitely don't want a guy who's already got arm issues. So if I had to pick, you take the healthy one out of those 3 and you go Ryan Helsley if you're looking at closer.
Yeah, if for some reason Helsley gets picked first or picked ahead of me, I was thinking I might pivot to Framber Valdez. What do you think as your SP2 Framber Valdez? He looked pretty good the other day, and I know spring training, but he looked pretty good the other day. He plays for Detroit. Ground balls in Detroit. I really like that. What do you think, Framber Valdez, SP2?
Yeah, good ballpark as well to pitch in. The other guy that I saw on your list, which I know you're not going to agree with me on, is Yuri Perez. That's another guy that I thought about possibly taking. Just simply because of the fact that you're going to get a guy who has SP1 upside there. Not saying that Framber doesn't, but I like Yuri's strikeout potential better. Another guy I like there is Joe Ryan. I know a lot of people are out on him because of that back injury, but he had 194 strikeouts last year. So as this 200 strikeout guy, still 29. I like I said, I would take Yuri or Joe Ryan. That would be my pick there, but I like Framber too. I don't think you can go wrong with any of these guys. You got K's with and wins with Crochet, so which is a good thing. But I say it's either between Framber, Yuri, and Joe Ryan. Those are my picks.
All right, I like it.
Who are you leaning towards if it came to you? Or is Framber your guy? Or are you going Ryan Helsley?
I'd probably take Helsley because I'll go ahead and draft that closer. If he's gone, then I would focus on Pete
I don't think he's gonna be.
Fairbanks.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be.
No,
gone.
I mean later. Yeah, like the
later,
next time around.
Got it. Okay.
Like if Helsley didn't got picked, then I would probably take SP2, Framber or Yuri, somebody like that, and then just keep my fingers crossed that Pete Fairbanks or Kenley Jansen make it back. But if they don't make it back, Mike V, then what? Who are we talking about back here? Jeff Hoffman,
Michael Bush.
Still.
Hey, Emilio
do you
Pagan.
Want your closer wanted to be Emilio Pagan?
Hell no.
But look at all these good pitchers back here too. If I wanted to, you've got Nick Lodolo is going to be good.
Love him. Love Emmett Sheehan.
Yep.
I mean, love Jacob Miz.
Mizrowski, Schlittler. I like Michael King. I like Pepio. There's Dennis Santana. Drew Rasmussen. Yeah, they're all kinds of good. Plus, it's a fab league. Maybe I should just take Buxton and be done with it.
Hell no.
You think I missed it? Or did we miss it? It was one good year. We missed it, right?
Yeah, I'm happy to be out on that. That's fine.
I think we missed it. I don't think I'm ever going to draft Byron Buxton.
No, we missed it. Here's the thing with any guys, and not just anybody who's drafting in a 5x5 Roto League or TGFBI too. There's always ways to recover from your draft. So even if you're somebody like Britton who doesn't like your draft right now, there's always ways to enhance it. And I've always said this in any fantasy sport, championships are won on the waiver wire. Obviously you need health and you need luck and things like that too with matchups, but there's always that diamond in the rough, Britton, that ends up popping up out of nowhere, that ends up taking somebody over the top, right, and getting him to the promised land. So you got to know when to strike, especially in a league like this. You got to be able to know and be smart about your budget with Fab and how much you're spending on guys. Remember that one year, Britton, when everyone was throwing money at Victor Scott the second and thought he was going to steal like 80 bases, right? And he ended up doing nothing. So that's what I mean. Like same thing with Augustine Ramirez when he was playing well when he first came up. There's a lot of different ways that you can pivot to address areas of your team, but also strengthen your strengths too. So don't get bummed out if you like shit. I didn't have a good draft. You just got to play the wire and work it a little bit better. Maybe work some trades and see how that goes. But Adam Lee here says you need some bags here, Britton. You need some stolen bases.
I do, but don't worry because I got on my queue, on my radar a little bit later, Jacob Marcy
must draft. I said this to Joe G, who asked me on Twitter. He was like, hey, what are your plans on addressing infield? And I had told him that Soderstrom's going to play first base. He's like, do you have a plan for that? And I told him, Britton, we always got plans, baby. It's all up in here, though, okay? We don't want to let everybody know. Yeah.
On the principalities of my contingencies, Brizza shout out. Working on Sunday. I see you, brother. Working hard. And then Hayes and Mike V, the two best things in the world. Big Dog Invitational.
That's his team name in my league. It's Big Dog Invitational because I called it the Mike Virginia Invitational. So
that's a great team name. Cue it up.
Love it. I think he's a Mets guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes. Speaking of the Mets, I did look. I guess I was being a little cagey back there a minute ago when I put up Framber Valdez. I'm not drafting Framber Valdez. F that guy. Throw it your own catcher. Get out of here. Nolan McLean is the guy I'm drafting, but Frank Stanfill is a Mets fan or a Yankees fan. I don't really know, but he loves the New York folks. So I think there's a decent possibility he's going to draft Nolan McLean, and I didn't want to put it out there. I know he doesn't watch this, so I don't know why I care. But yes, Nolan McLean, if he doesn't get picked in the next two picks, I'm going to grab him as my SP2 and ride the Crochet McLean wave into ERA and whip bliss, baby. Mwah.
I think the other thing with it too is I said this when you were looking at your board. I asked you if Nolan McLean was taken. And if he's not, I'm all over him. There was some reports that he has some vertigo symptoms, but he looks like he's symptom free and he can't wait to quote unquote get out there in the WBC. So yeah, I'm in on Nolan McLean this year. I love him more and more as draft season goes on. He's going to be a big target of mine. And Frank's definitely a Yankees fan, so I think he might pass on McLean. I don't think you have to worry about that.
I'm not worried about any type of vertigo situation because that's put out there by fantasy baseball experts that are wagging the dog to make you drop down Nolan McLean. I don't have any evidence of any of that, but I strongly suspect it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're right. I totally get it. If he's having, issues like that, but I can tell you what, if those issues are popping up, they're not going to let him go to the WBC. I mean, he's their ace, literally.
Yeah.
Like they're going to make sure he's all checked out. And if the doctors give him a clean bill of health, then I'm going for it. I mean, we can only do what we can do, and I understand that Uncle Ted don't like it started with equilibrium issues. I hear you. I don't like a starter with hitting your own catcher issues. Framber Valdez.
Hell yeah, dude. Now that he's not with the O's, fuck that guy. Why would you throw at your own dude?
Because you're sad that you guys somebody hit a home run. It's your fault. Not my fault. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should let that go. Mike V, is it time to Queen Elsa this whole Framber Valdez grudge thing? Should we just move on with our lives? It was literally one pitch.
I'll make a deal with you.
A year ago.
I'll make a deal with you. If you let go of the Framber Valdez thing, I'll let go of the Yordan Alvarez not drafting thing. Actually, that's not true. I was
about to say, no, I don't believe you. Mine is way more of a bit than yours. You really feel like that.
I know. You're 100% correct.
Yes.
Here's a good question for you, Britton. Joe G wants to know who to push up or reach for. Is it Sal Stewart or Jack Caglione? I don't know if you saw Sal Stewart's home run the other day, but the man hit the absolute piss out of it. And same with Jack Caglione. I think he's got one of the hardest hit balls of the spring so far. So if you look at just pure exit velocity and just the hard hit rates, Jack Caglione is right up there, Britton. Could be in for a huge year, both these guys. I talked about Sal Stewart on Sunday, but which one of these guys do you like better?
That's a great question. I like them both for different reasons. I love Sal Stewart because of Cincinnati, and he's going to play every day. Is Jack Caggs going to play every day? Like they just signed Marte. Like they just traded for Isaac Collins. Like what's going on? Mm-hmm. I don't know. But the thing with Jack Caggs is that he is like skyrocketing up all the expert drafts as spring training goes on, and he's hitting 120 miles off the bat. So I get it. There's a whole lot of helium on Jack Caggs, who had a really terrible debut, and I know it's bad luck and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I get all that, but I think I would go Sal Stewart if I could only have one of those. I like them both, and the Jack Caglione upside is absolutely Nick Kurtzian, but I would take Sal Stewart, I think. What do you think?
I'm with you on that. I hyped up Sal Stewart on Sunday. I'm going to stick with that. I know a lot of people are talking about, I know Govier brought up the playing time concerns. I really think they're going to give him the keys to the castle here and let him play first base. Do I think he's going to play 162 games? Of course not. But I don't know. I see how you could leave his bat out of the lineup. I like the ballpark better for Sal Stewart. I don't know. I think it's one of those things too, where I like them both. I think if I had to rank them, I'd probably rank them pretty close, but I would give the slight edge to Sal Stewart just from the ballpark factor alone. I actually like the lineup a little bit better there in Cincinnati as well, Britton. Hot take. But a lot of power to be had there. Yeah. Jack Aguilone's great too, but I'd like to see him.
He's got a little Matt Mervis helium buzz, a little.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Just a little bit.
Let's talk about some of the stuff that's been going on in spring training today.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt you, Mike V.
Yep.
Before we do that, there's been a development, and no, I'm not going to put up a picture of our favorite 90s heartthrob, which we know is
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yes. No.
Yep.
No, we're sticking to all business here, sir. Look at what has happened. Look who's on the clock.
Oh, Framber
Team
and Joe
11
Ryan.
took Framber. Nolan McLean. Woo!
I think we need a must draft.
Must draft! But he's probably going to get like a CAT scan tomorrow and find out that he's got a brain tumor. I don't know, whatever.
He was just smoking a doob, dude. He's fine.
He just took some bad shit. Yeah, I hear you.
He's smoking some.
He's
weed.
young. Actually, he's not that young, but Anyway, so
who's the pick here?
So Joe. So they took the team ahead next to me. Callan took Joe Ryan. So let's stop sharing this one.
Those were my three guys. I told you, Framber and Joe Ryan were at the top of my list.
And one of those could have been Yuri Perez. You could see that. Excuse me 1 second. So it was between those four, right? It's Joe Ryan. If you want a starter, and Frank had to get a starter, I think, because of the Hunter Greene news. I mean, that's kind of a dead pick, right?
Yeah, had to.
Whatever you get out of it, you get out of it. But it's definitely not what you thought you were getting out of it. So let's go to my draft room. All right, so let's take one last peek around. Now, here's the question. So Ryan Helsley that we talked about is on the board still, obviously. So do I take Ryan Helsley? Because I don't know if McLean's going to come back, but
I don't think McLean would fall back too. I think if you don't take Yuri or Nolan McLean here, they're going to get snatched up. Nolan McLean's actually down there quite a bit, but it's not going to turn back and get that for you. So if you want to take Closer here, you could. I just think like the upside. I think you can get Closer later, like you talked about Pete Fairbanks. You can
Danny Palencia later.
Yeah, I like
it's
Palencia.
A fab league.
Dennis Santana, I like too. So, like I said, I think I'd take a starter here. I'd either go Yuri or Nolan McLean. That'd be my pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like Helsley too, but you're right. He gets injured a lot. You really don't know. So I think I'll go with my gut. And as
you have to after the must draft thing.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I'm going Nolan McLean. Now I've heard it's McLean, like, and the reason why I think that is because of Die Hard, the the movie Die Hard, right?
Yeah.
John McClane,
right.
The hero. Yeah.
Right.
So I heard it was McLean, not McLean. But McLean, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm sure I'll be.
Oh, yeah. The comment section will let you know about it, dude. Trust me.
I'm sure that'll be it. All right. So
there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
RP2, we took
SP2.
We took SP2, excuse me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I'm glad to have him there. So then hopefully it works out. I think he's got the stuff. My 5-pitch mix looking good so far. A little bit of vertigo, but
he was just hitting the devil's lettuce, dude.
He just hit the devil's lettuce and got a little wheezy.
Yeah.
Or he has an undisclosed brain injury, one or the other. I guess we'll find out.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's get into some of the news and notes from spring training today, or even yesterday. Hunter Greene was getting sent for an MRI, Britton. Never a good thing on his elbow. He said it's not UCL. I heard a rumor that it could just be bone spurs, which regardless of what it is, it's not good for a guy who relies a lot on his fastball. So Hunter Greene for you, let's just say, things come out and he doesn't need Tommy John. Is he a guy that you're still staying away from in drafts? Like, I'm not touching him with a 40-foot pole.
Must not draft. Of all the pitchers you can get, can't draft him. Can't trust it. No, I'm sorry. Yep. Elbow injury. I read or I saw the interview where he said, I had this in my last 5-6 starts of last season. I'm like, what?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Did you tell the Cincinnati Reds doctors about this? Like, why wasn't this looked into in the offseason? Right. I guess, I'm an idiot. They probably did. And they're like, it's been a long season. Just, go to the beach or something. And I don't know, but it's something that's it's lingered from the end of last season to now. It's not going away. It's not going to go away without surgery. And if he has surgery, his season's over, pretty much. So you're not drafting Hunter Greene. But one door closes, another door opens, as old Billy Shakespeare wrote in his sonnet, Ode to Bad Elbows. So don't Google that. It may or may not be true. All right. So that opens up a rotation spot for Rhett Lauder. Let's talk about Rhett Lauder. Rhett Lauder was a first-round draft pick a couple years ago, 2023, who was like a top 10 pick. I think it was like number 7 overall.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why he was so highly picked is because at Wake Forest, like all the scouts said, oh, his stuff is so advanced. Like, he could literally start in the major leagues tomorrow. Like that's why they took him so high, because because he projected so well because of his Wake Forest stuff. So he started, he had some good starts, and he got injured. So here we are last year. But now he looks totally healthy for whatever it's worth, and asterisk spring training. His last start on February 28th, 3 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. He looks good. Now, looking good at spring training doesn't mean you're going to play well in MLB regular season, but I tell you what, it's better than not looking good.
Ask Roki Sasaki.
Ask Roki Sasaki. We'll see, but I'm not saying in your 12-team league go out and draft Rhett Lauder. But he's got that first-round pedigree.
Yeah.
He has really great hair. And Shakespeare wrote a poem about him. I mean, things add up. Enough smoke. Eventually, you're like, where's the fire?
Fire. Exactly.
Fire. No, don't yell fire ever. Never, ever do that. But so, yes. So Hunter Greene, do not draft. I don't care what anyone says about his elbow anymore. Do not draft. Late round flyer, consider Rhett Lauder in a deeper league. I bet in this TGFBI, I might have a little Rhett Lauder with my 30th round pick. Yeah, why not? So
honestly, in a 12-team league, man, I think he's worth taking a lottery ticket on towards the back end of your draft, maybe with the last pick type thing. I don't hate that idea at all. I want to bring up your a thing here with you too, and I know you took Garrett Crochet with your first round pick. When you get guys who are hard throwing and spin the ball very hard, guys like Scooble, who already had an arm injury, Paul Skeens, maybe Garrett Crochet. I'm not wishing injury upon anybody, but does this make you double think about drafting pitchers so high, noting that their chance for injury might be a little higher with arm injuries, shoulder injuries? Now we saw even hitters get hurt last year. Guys like Kyle Tucker, Gunnar Henderson didn't have a great year last year. He was playing hurt, et cetera, et cetera. But does this make you kind of scratch your head or make you a little worried with investing a first-round pick in an SP?
Not at all.
Okay.
I mean, every time you draft a pitcher, you're worried about it. Every single pitcher, you're worried about it. You can't see the future. You just got to go with what the information you have. And the information we have is Garrett Crochet, Skeens, and Scooble. If healthy, again, if we don't know, I wish if we knew, this wouldn't be an issue. But 200 inning, 210, 220K guys with great ratios. So you get 200 innings of ratio help for all those other pitchers that you draft that aren't as good as they are. So other teams are getting doinked. Now, every now and then you'll get lucky with an Andrew Abbott in round 20 that has a 3.5 or a 3.3 ERA, 1.1 WHIP. But I mean, the odds of that happening are a lot worse than the odds of, Scooble getting injured but it's always an issue. But no, I don't, I do it. The more I come around to it, like, pitchers are going to get injured. When you draft your entire draft, 10, 12, half those pitchers are going to be injured. So just take a shot where you can take a shot and go for it. You just can't worry about stuff like that. You just got to go for the gusto. No risk it, no biscuit. every man dies, but not every man really lives.
What they always say too, saying it's actually our betting group chat for college football. So shout out if any of my boys are watching right now. We you know what we always say, Britton? We say
Carpe
scared money,
diem.
that and scared money don't make no money, but
That's
baby.
right.
So you gotta willing to risk it a little bit. So I think I think you're right. I think the honest answer here is if you get your hands on a guy like Scooble, Skeens, or Crochet, and really you can make an argument for any of those guys being the SP1, right?
Christopher Sanchez. You can
Yeah,
make that
like
argument.
yeah. I it's interesting to me though because John Smoltz even said it. Yeah, John Smoltz even said it the other day or last year when a lot of SPs were getting hurt and going for Tommy John was. A lot of these guys now in our era or this era of baseball compared to when we were growing up, right? Throw the ball a lot harder, spin the ball a lot harder, and put a lot of torque and tension on their elbow and their shoulders. And it just the chance of injury is a lot higher. The body's not meant to move that way. Now you get freaks in nature that come out and just stay healthy their whole career, but that's an exception to the rule. But it does make me wonder a little bit, Britton. Like you said, if I draft an SP, which I did in a Fantrax league that I'm in, I took Tarek Skubal with my first pick at number 9. I do always do the oh shit. Hope he doesn't get hurt because that would suck.
I mean, some people just DNA is different. Like Nolan, were people worried about Nolan Ryan? I mean, that dude threw 100 miles for years, like Randy Johnson. Yeah, I mean, Felix Hernandez, like Roger Clemens. Now, Roger Clemens apparently had a little help, if you know what I'm saying. But you think these guys don't? You think these guys don't?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
here's the thing that I had with SPs too, and watching your draft board that I was looking at, there's a lot of SPs just looking at your stuff. I got to go back and look at my NFBC league too, my TGFBI league. I like a lot of SPs. I think we talked about it on this show not too long ago, but there's a lot of SPs I like later in the draft that you can get your hands on too. So not saying that I wouldn't
draft one of these aces and then go get Emmett Sheehan. Like, you don't know how healthy he's going to be, but he looks good when he is. Nick Lodolo. There's a whole Gavin Williams, like there's a whole glob of those guys, and you grab enough of those guys, you should be okay. But you definitely, you don't want to just grab those guys and after you go 5 hitters in a 15-team league.
Yeah.
Now in a 12-team league, I don't give a S about it. I'm probably not drafting a pitcher in a 12-team redraft until like Freddie Peralta in round 8. But in TGFBI, it's totally different, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have, and one thing I forgot to mention during my my bit when I was doing my board here, Britton, is I got a lot to prove this year, man. Past 2 years, I've been shitty with. This is my 3rd year in TGFBI, and very grateful to play in it every year. And I thank Justin for putting it on, and even let me be a part of his podcast that he put on last year, and I was a part of, which I was very grateful for. But I gotta put my money where my mouth is here, Britton. I made a New Year's resolution to myself that I'm going to put all my eggs in the TGFBI basket. I'm really going to hone in. I've embraced NFBC. I know where things are now. I really just want, Uncle Ted, just set your lineup. I got to set my lineup, big dog. That's what it comes down to. So, but
that's
I also got to
deep cut, Uncle Ted. Good job.
Deep,
good job.
Very deep. But I'm not going to give up. I'm gonna fight like hell. I'm gonna hopefully at least be competitive, if not win it. So I'm gonna go for it all here. Out of the 13th slot, Britton. 6 months from now, we're gonna be looking back, and you're gonna say, Mike, you finally set your lineup, man. You won your league. Congratulations. Wasn't that fun? I'm going to put that in the atmosphere.
I think I don't know what happened last year, but I think there was a tough start, and you're just like, oh, I'm not going to win, so screw it. Like, I've seen teams in dead last, like the Rob Silver year, where when he won a main event overall, he was in dead last in his league, like in the summer. Like, crazy stuff happens. I mean, you never know. Just keep grinding it along, and I mean, a lot of things have to go right. Don't get me wrong. And there is luck involved, obviously. But I love the start of your draft.
Thanks, dude.
I love it. So just keep keep doing it. I like your draft better than mine. And that's crazy because I drafted that garbage.
No, I thought your team looked good, dude. Let me ask you a question real quick, though. How many years have you drafted Brent Rooker in TGFBI now? Because I know you drafted him last year. Did you draft him the year before that?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I think I last year when they moved to West Sacramento, that was the year where I said I drafted Soderstrom, I drafted Lawrence Butler. I went buck wild for all the power at Shea Langoliers that I could.
Yep.
And so that's what tipped me over to those guys. And because I don't think I would have drafted Rooker in Oakland because of how bad that ballpark was, but maybe I did. But yeah, everything changed for me once they had that literally night and day ballpark switch from Oakland, California to Sutter Health. Yeah, 315 down the right field line. Like Tyler Soderstrom's going to have a problem with that. Give me a break.
My high school baseball field was bigger than that.
It's ridiculous. I love it.
One thing I forgot to mention when you were going through your draft board, hear me out real quick. You got Crochet as your ace. Then you took Schwarber. Then you have Shea Langoliers. And then there was somebody else there's another power, or Brent Rooker. So between those three, Schwarber, Rooker, and Langoliers, that's 100 home runs minimum, dude. Let's just say Schwarber. Well, play it out with me. If Schwarber hits 40, which is very likely, Brent Rooker is going to hit 30, and Langoliers is going to hit 30, and because they both did it last year. So that's 100 home runs that you could virtually have with three guys. So if not more. So I like the picks. I do agree that you probably should address stolen bases, but it's hard to go wrong with what you got with that. I think you're off to a good start. So
I appreciate that. You're definitely right. I definitely have a short stolen base hole, but I've got a couple guys. Obviously, we talked about Marcy that I'm going to. Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if I would draft Chandler Simpson, maybe, but Denzel Clark. No, we're just going to draft all the A's, I guess. What the hell am I doing? Jose Caballero, I also like. I think, he's called a one-trick pony, but he's got all that eligibility, and if you have an issue, you just stick him in there. Yeah. So there are ways to get around it.
Of course. Timothy Michael wants to know, dumb question here. No question is dumb, Tim. We're here to help, buddy. Doing my first auction league. You're in the right spot because you're talking to the auction king himself, Britton Allan. 16-team dynasty, $300 budget, Britton. Playing with his Fangraph auction calculator. The projected cost, should I aim for that, or is that the max?
Dynasty $300 budget. Been playing with Fangraph's auction calculator.
I guess he's been playing with projected costs. Should he aim for that, or should he do the max?
I would aim for that.
Okay.
If that's what the calculator says. Yeah. I personally, Tim, I don't use the Fangraphs calculator for projected auction stuff. I play it a little bit more loose than that, but I sounds like a good thing.
Yeah.
By the way, I know I was no help with that, Tim. I apologize, but
I think if you go off the calculator there, Tim, I think that's a good place to start. I mean, I know some guys are probably going to, especially early on in drafts, and correct me if I'm wrong, Britton, because I'm not a seasoned auction guy like you are, but especially early on in drafts, guys are going to spend a lot more money to get their guys, right? So let everybody bid up in the beginning of the drafts and save some towards the later end. But Britton, this is actually a good question for me. In an auction league, when you're talking about some of the top players in the first round and you have a certain budget, do you normally go with a $40, $50 bid for a first round pick like Acuna or, Julio Rodriguez, Bobby Witt? Like, how much do those guys normally go for in auctions?
So typically it's like those guys go for 40. They'll top out at 40, like Soto, like those top hitters, like somewhere around 40. Most auction players won't go over that or anywhere near that. Like the most I want to pay for a hitter is like 30. So somewhere in that range, like a Brent Rooker, for instance.
Right.
He's a little bit below 30, but that's kind of like where I'm shopping for hitters like that. But every auction is so different. Like, whatever auction, like NFBC, the auction values you see, the player never goes for that ever.
Right.
Like, where do you get these auction values? Like, I don't know, because it's always over that. You typically.
Is that your
So
preferred format? Do you like? I know you like draft and holds. But is an auction league like your preferred style of drafting?
no, my preferred style is draft and hold,
Yeah.
like this TGFBI, except I like 50 round draft and hold. Whereas this is 30 rounds, and then once the 30 rounds is over, it turns into a snake draft. And
Right.
then you do your reserve round snake draft, and then there's fab. Like I over the years, I made a very concerted effort to severely limit my fab leagues. So I love drafting. So, but NFBC draft and hold, like either draft champions or a 50 or something like that.
Sure.
Like you can draft, and then all you have to do is just set your lineup. Like you don't worry about fab trades, none of that, because every Sunday, and you know this too, if there was one time a couple years ago, I was in 7 fab leagues. So I'm
Ooh.
sitting there going through it. It was like 3 hours on a Sunday, which is fun at first. But then, you get in the dog days of July and August. And even if I'm in like ninth place, I take the view like I made a commitment to do the best I can because they're
Right.
money leagues, right? Like
Right.
I don't like I've been in the situation lucky enough sometimes where if I'm in first, second, or third, the teams that are below me are eating up points on the team that are ninth, 10th, and 12th that have quit. So the teams below me are getting their points and inching up towards me because the teams at the bottom didn't feel like doing anything. And that's
Right.
frustrating. And I've said I'm not going to do that. So that's why I miss. But also, I get it. Like if you're in the if you're in 11th place in August, like you don't want to do fab. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But
Hence, that was me last year.
yeah.
And auction. This is Robbie Baseball, guys. For those of you guys who don't know, Robbie and Ben do our Prospects Power Hour on
Hey,
Mondays.
shout out,
Make sure you
Robbie.
guys
Catch your
check out.
draft.
That's right. Make sure you guys check out Ben and Robbie's work. If you guys are playing in any type of dynasty formats, these guys really know their stuff. I'd love their shows. And we'll also get you in well before your league mates on some of these guys that are coming up. So he says, in auction, I post guys I never pay up for to get the money out as early as possible. Then round 6 through 8, I try to sneak guys I think have solid seasons ahead for near minimums. See who knows the game. Solid point there, Robbie.
I like that too, but I also think of course I'm going to nominate Luis Robert Jr. Of course I'm going to do that, knowing full well I'm not bidding.
Mike V's going to bid.
Somebody else is going to bid and take that. That's great. Have fun with that one. But I do like the idea of like somebody like very early on, like a catcher or a reliever, grab those first, because as the draft unfolds, people start to realize, I don't have a catcher and it's round 10 in an auction. And then everything starts, the panic sets in. So I try to bid. I try to get early a catcher out there quick that I like and just bid it up a little bit if I have to, and a catcher too. I also like the idea of like somebody like Kyle Schwarber, who's UT only, and a lot of players don't want to, unless it's Ohtani, but that's different. But like a UT only player like Yordan Alvarez, if you're into that, which I know Mike V is into that, you know what I'm saying? But or a Schwarber, I like the idea because people, I think his value, even though he's such a good hitter, is a little bit depressed because of nobody wants to clog up UT this early in a draft.
Sure.
And I also like I've been thinking, I really like Moises Ballesteros this year for the Cubs.
Yeah.
A lefty power bat. Especially in a points league where he's just a great hitter. He's going to spray stuff all over the place. So throwing him out for like an aggressive bid, like $3, like nobody's going to bid for Moises Ballesteros that early in the draft.
No,
but it's just fun stuff like that. Like I was thinking, if I throw out some Danny Palencia for $10. Is somebody going to bid that up that early in the draft? Maybe. I don't know, but I think it'd kind of be fun to find out.
Yeah. Maybe we should do more of that stuff. And for those of you guys who are watching us now or later on YouTube, post in the comments below. Let us know if you'd like to see more draft content or in terms of draft prep or draft strategy. We can do a whole show on that. We can talk about roto. We could talk about points. We could talk about head-to-head cats, which, as most of you know, that's my preferred style of playing. I'll always be a head-to-head Cats guy. It's how I got started with fantasy baseball. I love it. But I'm also spreading out. I think that'd be my biggest piece of advice for those of you guys who are watching us in the live chat right now, or on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever. Explore with different formats, points leagues, roto, head-to-head, draft and holds, auctions, the whole kit and caboodle. See what you like. I think it makes fantasy baseball more fun when you're able to kind of spread that out, Britton, to be able to play a lot of different formats. I think everybody gravitates to what they like, and as they should. But I also think it's a good way to go out and explore the other formats that are out there and play those styles as well. So, yeah, this is I get it that a lot of people are like, NFBC is like the measuring stick for fantasy baseball, and rightfully so, but don't feel pressure like you have to go out there and play that, guys. Do what you like. Find a group of buddies. If you want to play Yahoo, you want to play ESPN, CBS, whatever it may be. The whole name of the game, and Britton said it in the beginning of the show, is it's about having fun. Right. Obviously, we all want to win, and we want to make money and have the bragging rights and whip out the big schlongs at the end of the year and saying, "Oh, look, I won my TGFBI league." But I think there's something to be said for those home leagues too that you've had with buddies for a long time as well. So, Britton,
the whole reason I got into fantasy baseball is because a friend of mine said, "Hey, we need we need a 10th team in the league. Do you want to be in it?" And I said no. And he said, "Come on, man, please." And I go, I don't play fantasy. This was 2015. And he goes, please. It's like, look at that. Just enter your league and press auto draft. That's it. And we won't bother you again. I'm like, dude, I don't want to do any of that. Right. And then he goes, okay, well, how about this? We'll have a draft party at my house. I'll fire up the big green egg, and I'll get a keg of Miller Lite. And I said, what time is it? What time's that draft? And then, so I did it. And then the rest of that year, I got obsessed with baseball and drafting. And now to the point where if you had told me in 2015, hey, you're going to be obsessed with baseball and fantasy baseball and on a baseball podcast, I would have laughed in your face. But that's what
while drinking your Miller Lite.
Yes, my keg Miller Lite. Let's be clear. Hey, before you wrap it up, I want to show you. Guess who got picked right after
Mason Wynn? Vinny Pasquale.
Ryan Helsley.
Ryan Helsley. There you go.
Look at that.
There you go.
We're all on the same page. It looks like.
Yep. So we had great minds think alike here, Britton.
Oh yeah, Mr. Corso.
That's right. So and Uncle Ted brought it in here too. Draft parties are the best. I have a home league that I play in every year, and I was actually just talking to a bunch of buddies about doing somewhere fun next year where all of us get together because we all live. They're all throughout the U.S. Got a couple West Coast guys, East Coast guys, and Central. So it'd be fun to get out and do that again. We haven't done that in a while, but. Britton, anything else before we head off here? I wish you all of the best in the rest of your draft because it's going to take you 50 years to finish the fucking thing because that's what people do with slow drafts. So,
one thing we forgot to bring up real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Jerks and Profile, 162 game suspension. What are the ramifications of that? I don't think there are any. You don't want Eli White. You don't want Jorge Mateo. Dominic Smith. No. I would pat. Is there somebody I'm missing? Is there anybody that you want on the Braves bench now that Profile's out of the picture?
100% no. Unless they go out and make a move for a player. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't they trade for Tyler O'Neill? And then my boy Dylan Beavers can get in.
His stock is too high, man. He's been killing it. I'm drafting Tyler O'Neill everywhere. One other little last thing. I don't know if you heard this. Jeremy Pena, who I just drafted in another league the other day.
He just got taken in my
his
TGFBI.
Finger.
Ooh. He just got taken in my TGFBI league.
A finger fracture, daddy finger fracture. Obviously, I don't think that's going to ruin his season or anything like that, but it is going to push him back. Apparently, he's at the WBC and he won't play in the first round. I apologize. I'm not sure what country he's representing. But yeah, that kind of sucks. I read that and I was like, that's going to be okay, right? Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Ask Yordan Alvarez. He missed 100 games for it. Jesus. With a hand injury. So who the hell knows? And he plays for Houston. So guess what? They're probably
It's
going to tell
over.
you they're going to tell
It's
you it's
over.
fine, and it's really not.
Jeremy
So,
Pena, we just talked him up. Remember on
know.
Sunday, I literally did a whole thing on Jeremy Pena, and then he
so
got
really it's your
fracture.
fault. Yeah, it's your fault that he's injured.
The minute I said Jeremy Pena is my sleeper of the year,
Right.
Somewhere in the cosmos, he went, ah.
Right. And
Like
he
a
probably said to
voodoo
him,
doll.
Right. He probably was like, damn you, Britton. My
Yeah.
my
It's like
finger."
when that guy said, hey, Joe Boo needs a refill. And then he got slammed in the back of the head.
That's right. Thank you guys for all of the great comments and commentary in the live chat. You guys crushed it as always. Love having everybody in here. Ted, Tim, Adam in here, I believe, was in here. Robbie. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. We're going to be on hopefully Friday. I got to find a guest for Fantasy Friends Friday here, Britton. So if you have anybody that wants to come on, let me know.
I'll be going out of town, spring break with the family is next week here in the Tennessee hills. So
where are you going?
We are going to the beach. So we're
Which
taking
one?
the family down to the beach down south. So looking forward to it.
Good deal, man. Happy for you guys. That'll be fun. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Like I said, if there's no Friday show, Govier and I will definitely be on. Britton too, maybe not on Sunday.
No, I'm out till next.
As you should be, buddy.
Yeah, I'm out for a while.
Good. Enjoy the beach, man. Crank those Miller Lights. I want to see some. I want to see some beer funnels from you. Which, by the way,
I'll still be posting on Discord, so come join our Discord because I post stuff there every day, and it's always interesting.
Always.
Sometimes useful. And sometimes it's Tiffany Amber Thighs and must try.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Thanks for you guys' feedback and commentary for our TGFBI leagues. Britton, wish you nothing but the best, my friend, with the TGFBI. Have a great vacation, and we will see y'all later this week.
Bye, y'all.
Carlos Delgado.
Excellent choice. Too bad I got him 3 rounds ago.
You're still on the clock.
Oh, shit!
You gotta do something.
Yeah,
name.
Hideki Matsui.
You just took my whole outfield.
Sorry, Charlie.
What is this?
Debbie,
What the fuck is this?
it's our fantasy baseball draft.
We said no wives.
Your fantasy what?
It's our draft. For fantasy baseball. I told you all about this. Got Matsui.